Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Modern Witch Mama podcast. So it's been a little while. I haven't been consistent on these episodes, but I wanted to come back in today and talk a little bit about what's going on in my world, what you can expect that's coming up, and all of those good things. So I wanted to start by talking about what I really truly feel my part of my soul mission and purpose embodies in this lifetime. And so I talk a lot about being a modern witch and what that means to me. But a lot of people I feel do not understand um and that's okay, right? It's okay for them not to understand what being a witch means to me. It's okay for them to not understand where I'm coming from, because I know that's what's aligned with me in my heart, right? So when I think about embodying my inner witch, it really to me means embodying my inner power. It means recognizing my inner strength, my inner voice. It means becoming my fully sovereign self who is in control of my own life, right? So I've talked about this before on the podcast, how my definition sort of witch is a woman in total control of herself. So when you are thinking about embodying your inner witch, that is really you recognizing that power that lives within you, that power center that lives within your body. You might call it the solar plexus, you might refer to it as something different, but what it truly is coming back to your inner sovereign self. And that's truly what, my mission has been all along. But even I have had to call myself back to why I'm doing all of this, why I have a business, why I got into energy healing in the first place, why I do Akashic Records readings, why I have a program now, Unbound, which is all about calling back your inner witch and calling back your inner power. So I'll get into that program, the details of that program, a little bit later in this episode. But now I just wanted to talk about how you can start embodying that inner power. And it's not so easy when we've lived in a world that consistently suppresses that inner power. We live in a world that doesn't want us to be sourced from the inside out. We live in a world that wants us to rely on outside influences to make our decisions. We live in a world that wants us to hand over all of our power to the outside. And why that is different for everybody. So I won't get into all of the politics or any of the structural stuff or any of the societal stuff, but just know that everything I do, everything I teach, everything I embody within this space is all focused on you coming back to your full expression, full self-expression of your power, your inner witch, your inner self, your inner power, your higher self, your intuition. So there's a lot of different names that you can assign to it, but the work that I do focuses specifically on embodying that inner witch that is a powerful force of creation, right? Because the whole premise of me even creating the show or calling the show Modern Witch Mama and having all these themes is because the word witch was a condemned word. You were called a witch if you were accused of doing something that was against, it was outside the normal standards of society, according to leadership, according to the church, according to religion doctrine, according to whatever, the power that be was at that time. If you were called a witch, it was a negative term and you were condemned for many, many years. This continued on, right? So part of my mission and purpose has always been about reclaiming that word. And it's not so much about showing up and having it be sort of performative on social media. That's not what this is about at all. Some people might feel that it is performative because we're speaking out and we are sharing our truths and letting the world see. But to me, that's not performative. To me, that is simply taking back our power and standing up in our truth, saying we're not backing down from this. We are reclaiming the word witch because it is not a negative word. Witches are healers. They are midwives. They are herbalists. They are priestesses. They are, all of these different things that sort of relate to each other. But all of these different people that were condemned as practicing witchcraft were truly just practicing their different crafts, their different skills that were helping humanity. That is the truth. So it's time to throw away this old definition of witch as someone that's evil, as someone that's cursing, casting negative spells, or turning people into frogs, or putting curses over entire cities or populations or people. Or it's time to cast those things away and really reclaim what that word really embodies, because they took away all the power when they did condemn these certain groups of people that were essentially community healers, that were bringing in all of these better ways to live, better ways to provide healing medicine, herbs and nature, nature healing, and working with the elements and spirit animals in the spirit world, and all of these different things. They were just condemned for doing all of these things that were not considered within the scope of mostly the religious doctrine of that time, right? So anything that did not agree with whatever religion was being imposed on those populations, anything that did not agree would get condemned. So why am I saying all this? Why am I sharing all of this? Because it's really super important to understand why I present in the way I do and why I structure my programs in the way they are. And it helps you to understand better if this is something that is calling to you to lean into and to do this clearing work, to be able to come back into your own inner power, to embrace your inner witch, to embrace your sovereignty, your sovereign self, your inner power, your intuition, and to start creating a life sourced from yourself, from the inside out, not on what outside influences are telling you to do, not on what you're supposed to be doing or what makes the most sense in society at large. So these are really spaces where you are allowed to show up fully as yourself. And I always say this as well, you do not have to call yourself a witch to be in my spaces, because I'm also redefining that, right? I am redefining who is allowed or who can intermingle with each other, you are allowed to practice certain aspects of witchcraft, but still identify with a religion. You are allowed to be in these spaces and share different pieces and parts of yourself, but still resonate with other spaces as well, right? So these are very inclusive spaces, and I never want anybody to think they're not allowed to be here because you have some other sets of beliefs that are considered outside of what we're talking about here. But I really feel that this is just like a collective level of acceptance of all. And in terms of my upcoming program called Unbound, it does focus a lot on clearing out the witch wound and energies that might be living within you, that are calling to be cleared, cords calling to be cut, energies calling to be transmuted, because of all of that collective sort of trauma or generational or past life different traumas that might be living within you. So we're going to address all of those things as well, but definitely you do not, again, have to call yourself specifically a witch to come to be invited into that program. So if you are interested in that, please reach out to me. Unbound is a witchy, multi-dimensional experience for those of you who would like to dive deeper into your healing journey, but recognizing that darkness has a place in all of our healing journeys. And we explore the darkness in a gentle and loving way. We face the darkness so we can move forward into the light, right? It's about embracing our shadows. Our shadow side is a part of us, and recognizing and embracing that shadow side is the key to our ultimate transformation and freedom. In addition, this is for those wild women out there at heart. So if you identify with being a wild woman who feels called to do things your own way, to live your life according to your own inner voice and inner power, you're tired of following the way everybody else does things, you're tired of following the way outer society does things, then this is the program for you. Because within Unbound, we're really going to be diving deeply into transmuting all of those old energies so you can walk out of that program feeling like you are embodying your inner witch every single day. You are showing up to life in a way that expresses fully who you are on a soul level, whatever way that looks like for you, right? Because it's gonna look different for every single person that goes through this program. But just knowing that you're going to walk away having transmuted negative energies, having transmuted past life energies, potentially generational energies, current life energies, past life or current situational life energies. So you're transmuting, you're releasing, you're cutting cords, you are clearing out energies, you're also creating your own energetic toolbox to return to at any time that you need in your journey moving forward. So you'll be creating custom tools for you to refer back to even after this program ends, right? And a few of the things you might get out of this program are gaining clarity on the witch and healer wounds specifically in your timeline and in your life or past lives, where the witch or healer wound lies, and clearing it out, shedding light on it, but recognizing that it exists, transmuting that pain into purpose. We'll also get into exploring the Akashic records, and we will visit any places in your current life or past lives where you've encountered specific wounds related to this, right? That are surfacing in your present timeline. Throughout the program, we'll be using Holy Fire Reiki energy to burn away any lingering fears, wounds, doubts, and uncertainties of your path forward. We'll also be physically, emotionally, and psychologically removing blocks that are preventing you from stepping into achieving your highest timeline. So there's going to be a lot going into this Unbound program. It is a group experience. We will meet every 2 weeks on Zoom. So it's going to be, the duration will be 4 months, because I really want this to be spaced out in order for everyone that joins to have integration time. Because personally, when I've joined programs in the past and we didn't have enough time to integrate everything, it just felt very draining, and it felt like constant sort of releasing, but not integrating and not reflecting on what was released. So I really want to space it out to give everybody enough time to process everything that you're going to be experiencing, right? But in addition, all people who join this program will get access to a Voxer chat for the duration of the program, and you'll get access to me on business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time will be the access. If it's outside of business hours, then I will get back to you during the next business hour. But that is also for integration purposes, right? Because sometimes, often, we can get into these programs and we experience things in the live sessions, but then things come up afterwards in the following days, in the following weeks. And I want to be able to give everybody who joins the chance to jump in and process together, or ask me questions, receive intuitive guidance, even we could do card pulls in the Voxer chat, whatever comes up, right? So it's a very open, flowy Voxer chat, open and available to everybody who joins for the duration of that 4 months. So this is, it's an extended thing over 4 months. But again, I truly believe that giving the extra time to integrate is so important. So we start the week of April 10th, and the total price for the program is $888. And there are flexible payment plans available. I also offer extended payment plans. So they're not listed on the checkout link. But if you are someone who feels like this is really calling to you and you're drawn into this program, but you would like to learn about the flexible payment options, please send me an email, kelly@kellyfemrite.com, and we can work out the extended payment plan. In addition, so there's a little extra sort of program you can join if you are interested in having access to a healing modality every single day, to be able to clear out your own energy, to be able to assist your family, friends, in-person clients, or even animals and pets with energy clearing. And then I invite you to also join my Holy Fire Reiki 1 certification. So you can add on the Holy Fire Reiki 1 certification along with the Unbound program. And the total for that would be $1,111 with everything all inclusive. The Holy Fire Reiki 1 level certification will be scheduled sometime in probably late April or early May. I'll have to work out the timing based on how many people enroll and what is the good time and date for everybody that joins. But this would really give you the power. I mean, it really helps you embody your inner power even more fully, right? Because when you can have a modality such as Reiki and use that every single day to clear out your own energy and to heal yourself and to start helping others doing that, it really, really allows you to focus on bringing all of that inner power back to yourself. And it's not to say that you never want to do a healing session with another practitioner. I still do healing with my practitioners because there's something so powerful about just laying back and releasing all that energy to flow through, right? But getting attuned in Reiki really is the next level energetic protection on your life, is what I like to say. So if you are someone who wants to get serious about energy management and energy protection and being able to consistently hold your boundaries, being able to consistently hold your own power and being able to consistently clear out like energies you pick up when you're out and about, or if you're in big crowds, or those energies that come from our family and friends that they unintentionally send to us. Reiki can clear all of that out. Reiki can heal. So it can heal your past emotional wounds. It can heal your past life wounds. It can heal all sorts of things. It can heal body pains. So I've had tons of Reiki sessions where I walked in with some type of body pain, a migraine headache, or like a neck pain, lower back pain, foot pain, and I've walked out of those Reiki clearing sessions feeling like freaking amazing. Like my body felt so good and it didn't hurt anymore. And that Reiki energy just has so much more power than you can ever imagine. And so I just want to share it far and wide with everybody that I possibly can. And I will be offering the Reiki separately eventually, but right now it is bundled together with Unbound because I truly believe in the power of both of these together. Once you go through Unbound and then get certified in Holy Fire Reiki 1, you're just going to be absolutely unstoppable. Like your power is going to come all back to yourself, and you're going to be walking through life with so much more certainty and clarity and direction, and the fears are going to dissipate, and those things that you were worried about before are going to transmute, right? So a lot of this is transmuting that energy into something that we can turn into positive energy. And that's how I kind of like to relate it to witchcraft, right? Because being a witch is really about manipulating energy to bring positive outcomes, because I focus on being a nature green witch, and I personally, as a witch, do not do any sorts of negative spells or curses or anything like that. So being able to manipulate energy into positive directional outcomes for your manifestations is just such a sovereign way to be. It's just so powerful. It's so all-encompassing, right? And I want that for every single one of you listening, because I know if you were attracted to listen to this podcast today, that something called out to you energetically. Something is calling to you to start following this path of personal sovereignty, whether that is joining my program or exploring it on your own or joining another program. Whatever you decide to do, I know that you're being called into this greater movement. So I'll leave you with that today and just reflecting on what is that greater sense of purpose and movement that you feel is really calling from your soul, right? So I just want you to reflect on that, and all the details for Unbound will be in the show notes. You can also go to kellyfemrate.com/unbound program, and all of the extended details on what you get in the program, the bonuses, the payment options, the payment plan options, and everything is on that page. So all the details are there for you. All you have to do is decide to take that next step. I would, of course, love for you to take that next step. So I hope to see you on the inside of Unbound starting the week of April 8th. So we'll have the exact start date as we approach closer. But for now, I thank you for listening to Modern Witch Mama. And I also want to just put out a note to anyone listening who would like to be a guest on this podcast. I'm opening up guest interviews again. So this is for anybody that has a topic to share around either witchcraft, energy, healing, spirituality, universal principles, ascension, 5D energies, magical workings, herbalists, tarot, oracle, divination. So all types of tons of different topics that I would love. Anybody who works with dragon energies or fairy energies, that would be a pretty cool topic. So if you're anybody like that and you would like to be a guest on this show, please send me an email. I'll put all the details in the show notes on how you can reach out to me, and we will get guest episodes scheduled together. So thank you so much for listening. And I am sending all of you so much positive energy to start calling back your inner power. Make sure to do your energy protections every single day. Actually, that is an episode that's going to be coming up, so watch out for that episode. I'll be talking all about what my daily energy protections look like and how you can start setting up a practice like that of your own, so you can really protect yourself from all the energies out there and start calling back your energy every single night, and not allowing others to infringe on your energy, on your sovereignty. This is really super important. So watch out for that episode coming up. I'll probably record that one next. So thank you so much, and I'll see and talk to you guys next time.